Alright, today we are looking at Twin Sisters Peak in Rocky Mountain National Park. There is a lot to say about this mountain. It is my most climbed mountain. A lot of my friends have climbed this mountain. You should climb this mountain as well. But what you should do first is watch my intro. My name is Rob Friedel. I'm from the cornfields of Indiana. Join me as I help fellow adventurers by unlocking the secrets of mountain trails. All right, you did such a good job watching that intro. I guess I'll tell you about the rest of the mountain. Start with the stats. Twin Sisters tops out at 11,400 feet after about a 2,500-foot ascent across about 3.7 miles. This mountain makes for a fantastic introductory and training climb. Its 11,400-foot summit is a good step for those just getting acclimated to the elevation of the Rockies, and its close proximity to town and large parking lot make it pretty accessible. A plus side on that is that it is not behind the Rocky Mountain National Park gated entry, so you don't have to pay for access. What is cool about this mountain is that it has all the elements of a large climb condensed into a smaller package. It's got a forested approach that breaks out for a rocky exposure above tree line, and then at the very top there is a scramble. And since all of that happens in about 3.5 not very steep miles, most fitness levels can complete this trail in about 3 to 4 hours. Living as I do on the northern part of the Front Range, this is where I bring all of my Flatlander friends from the Midwest for their first experience in the Rockies. But enough fluff. Let's get down to business. First off, the drive-in. From Estes Park, we took Highway 7 south to the parking lot, which is right across the road from Lily Lake. Since neither of these places are major attractions, it was generally easy to find a parking space. As far as facilities go, while Twin Sisters parking lot didn't have bathrooms, the Lily Lake lot across the street had a permanent 2-toilet outhouse. The trailhead itself was about a half mile up from the parking lot, just off the fourth turn of the Forest Service road.
Just to prove how easily doable this trail is, I'm taking my wife Emily, who is
almost 20 weeks.
Almost 20 weeks pregnant, so she can do it, so can you. Right there. You ready?
That's amazing. When you pass this cliff on the uphill side of the trail, you will not be far from one of the major features of Twin Sisters Peak Trail, the landslide. From what I could find on this, the landslide was apparently caused by some massive rainstorms back in 2013, and the whole hillside just gave way. Turns out the landslide went right through the middle of the old Twin Sisters Trail as it wound up the western slope, cutting a good portion of it completely out. When the trail was repaired, the route was kept to the south of the washout, making for some steeper switchbacks before capturing the old trail at the top. From the landslide, we made our way up the draw to the saddle, where we crossed from the western aspect of the mountain to the eastern aspect.
When you reach this split between Rocky Mountain National Park and Forest Service lands, you are in the saddle at the top of the chute coming up. From that point, you're going to go and start climbing up the ridge for the crossover.
As we made our way past the saddle, the wind started reaching through the thinning trees a little more, but up through these switchbacks, the view of Long's Peak to the west just got better with every turn. Also, it was around this time that my cell phone reception came back. We pretty much exited the switchbacks at the top of the tree line for an exposed route across the eastern aspect of the mountain, just under the ridge, which made for some substantial protection from the westerly winds. And though it looks like a good distance, it wasn't long before we jumped up the ridge, where we discovered this stone shelter beneath the Weather Communications Tower. From the shelter, we moved east towards the base of the first summit and scrambled our way to the top for a fantastic view of the northern Front Range.
I think one of the twins is up above that shelter, but that's my favorite one. That could be one. Don't right, I know, mate. Climbed one of them.